All right, y'all. So look, this is a bonus one. Okay, this is a bonus one. Y'all are getting an extra one. It's me. It's Paradise Paris. My boy Larry. He's in the background right now. You know what I'm saying? Once he gets done whipping it up in the kitchen, he'll be a part of the panel. It looks like we're also going to end up getting Jay and a couple other people as well. That's going to pop in throughout. But anyway, let's get this thing started. If you started dating someone new and they told you they are a virgin and they want you to be the one, what would your reaction be and how would you respond to that? My whole thing is, first of all, like, what do you mean? Like, you're like, are you like, when you say virgin, are you for sure like saying, oh, I'm a virgin? Or are you like one of them, like trying to play with my emotions and like my mind trying to say you're a born again virgin? That's two totally different things, and one of them is false. Then, secondly, if you are really a virgin, I don't know if I really want to, unless like I really fool with you and love you. Because if I don't really fool with you and love you, I'm not gonna be the person that does that. Like, if I'm not seeing a future with you, I'm not gonna do that to you. But I'm a decent person and I'm built a totally different way. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I could, you know what I'm saying, take advantage of that situation. But if it's not like for me, you know what I'm saying, and I know we don't have a future together, I'm just gonna leave you untouched so you can find your man. Like, you know what I'm saying, that's going to be with you forever. I think that would be me doing you an injustice if I'm not going to stay there with you. That's how I feel.
Okay, for one, it's a lot. Okay. Um,
Hmm.
I don't want the responsibility of carrying that if I know we're not going to be together.
Hmm.
And that's because the emotions that come with sex, they're a responsibility. I didn't understand it as a teenager, but I do understand it now that sex is not just a pleasurable feeling. It is a responsibility. That's why, like, even posting a clarity, you can feel very deceived, you can feel very confused, you can feel very challenged, you can feel disgusted because it will bring way too much clarity to the dynamic that you've integrated with somebody.
Mm.
And just quickly detaching from that is not normal, right? Like, quickly detaching from the fact that, oh my gosh, we had a intimate interaction, but it means nothing to me. That's not a normal thing. And so it's not just about being a virgin. It's about, like, this is how I think of sex in general with men. And I don't think that a lot of men value their sex. And so, from the way that I would hear it, I would probably hear it from a man who just wants to get it over with. And not because he wants a beautiful, ingratiated experience. He just wants to go ahead and get it over with so he can just stop feeling the pressure of being a virgin, right? But in actuality, it speaks to a larger thing for me that says, like, we don't appreciate men's sex. We don't appreciate a man's no. We don't appreciate a man's restriction. And I'm not talking about semen retention, or I'm simply saying a man who's choosing to abstain from sex just because women are allowing him to. So if I were ever to be in that position, I'm not going to say no wholeheartedly off the strength of
Hmm.
his inexperience. It would literally be, what type of emotional labor is he about to make me carry? Because sex will make you deranged. It
Yeah.
will. And I'm not talking about just, I'm talking about the attachment, not just because everybody be feeling like they sex just great. No, the act of you having such an intimate partnership with somebody, that idea of what happens and what comes out of that, people pick up emotions that are a fallacy
Hmm.
to the actual dynamic. And so I would probably say no if I know he and I don't have a very thoroughbred dynamic. Like, you're not trying to marry me. If you're not trying to
Hmm.
marry me, I'm not gonna just break your virginity. Go deal with a woman who wants you stalking her in her bushes. I don't want that.
No, but for real though, because like, because if you do, like, I don't know, like for me, like with certain women, like, like your phone's, my phone finna get blown up. I know that for a fact. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm finna be
And these
getting
are people that
relationship.
already having sex. These is experienced people. You get what
Right. Like I'm finna get somebody calling me all the time,
blowing
text me
me
like, "What you
up,
doing?
child.
What you mean? What I'm doing? I'm doing this. I'm pod,
I'm
or I'm
working. This
like
is
I'm working.
literally
Like,
my schedule.
what are we talking about?
Do you
Like,
want me to update the Canva in iMessage? What is going on?
exactly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, then you talking about some. Why am I not on your wall on my wallpaper on my phone? What you mean? You want to be on the wallpaper on my phone? Like this? See, like it be that person's first of everything. So that's they want all of that because they haven't been through it. Like once you get past that and you've already done it, like you kind of get over it and you kind of like you function a little differently. And so I'm gonna be in a different era and space in my relationship maturity versus you. And I feel like again, I just be doing you wrong.
And that's
I
kind of
feel a little bit hurt.
hard because we already dealing with a lot of people that are experienced and don't have a lot of emotional regulation, not emotional intelligence. Everybody can identify what they feel like. You know, when you're sad, mad, angry, anxious, depressed, hungry,
Mm-hmm.
sleepy, you know, that's emotional intelligence. Emotional regulation isn't distributed the same way when it comes to relationships. And so we are already dealing with this with people who already have had ready-made families, 2 and 3 different longevity relationships, or been divorced. Like this is our dating pool. Then you trying to give me a virgin? Let's not. I'm stressed out enough.
Exactly. Like yeah. I don't. I feel like you. I feel if you're that person, like there has had to be like a lead up. I would honestly want them to not tell me. To be honest, I'd rather have just went through the relationship, assumed we were like the same, and treated everything the way, and then I find out through that I was your first. Okay, cool. Then like it is what it is. Like I'm already clearly rocking with you. We're there now. Like and then we just proceed on. Like you telling me that it's gonna like set up a weird dynamic where it's like now we're tippy toeing like whether or not now in my head I'm tippy toeing it. I don't know about her, but for me, I'm be tippy toeing it. Like, do I even
Yeah,
want to
because
do
it's
this?
a big responsibility. It
Yeah.
is like, um, also that's kind of like why I think that men who harp on them wanting to find a virgin are so weird
Oh
because
yeah.
of the association to what you're looking for. It's not the fact that you're looking for somebody that prioritize you or understand your duty. No, you're looking for that attachment that comes with sex. You're looking for
Yeah.
the ability to be as mediocre. You're
Mm,
looking for the ability to be as subpar. You're looking for the ability to be as baseless as possible, but also get a person all enthralled with you. And I think
right.
that that's the psychological mind war. And it's kind of troublesome because like I would tell my friends like I still love like a teenager. Like when I see a man, he's the only man that I see. I've never lived with a man. I've never ever had some of the experiences that women have. And so I can see how their experiences make them completely cold. But I just never had those experiences. And so
Mhm.
a lot of times when I am in love with a man, I'm in a cross mix of how I'm matured and how I interact with men, right? Like I'm not gonna be blowing you up every day. I know your ass at work. I got 6 meetings. I don't have time to text you all day. But in the same regard, it's like I'm so bubbly, I'm so attached, I'm so like enthralled with the man when I get around him. It's like you're all I see. I don't see anything else. And so that level of innocence a lot of
Mhm.
times can be misconstrued as being gullible or naive when in actuality I'm not gullible or naive, right? There's just a purity in those things because they haven't been tapped into. And I have the responsibility of ensuring that those things are protected. And I think a lot of times when people don't have experiences, they don't understand their autonomous nature and what is required of them.
Yeah. Yeah. I think for months. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think back for when I like because this conversation came from a conversation I was having with my homegirls, and so
Mm.
'cause one of them she started this, and so
One
like
girl want to sleep with a virgin.
no, not like that. No. She just asked the question Like she
Mhm.
asked, like if you're like literally the way I just started this conversation, like with the question, that's how she asked it. I literally copy pasted it because she was like, "You should do this on your podcast," because we had a long conversation about it. And I was like, "I'm like, dang, you know what I'm saying? This was like pretty good." I'm trying to think where did I? There was something. There was somewhere I'm trying to think of it right now. Like there's a piece of this where when you're dealing with somebody, I guess like with those, yeah, back to those guys that want that. Like I wouldn't want that. Like I don't want nobody inexperienced. You know what I'm saying? Like when you talk about like what sex and what I've learned that I like now, I'm not trying to teach you how to, like for instance, I went through this recently. I was with somebody. We're like basically we are having sex or whatever, and I had to tell her what I wanted her to do. And I felt conflicted in a way because what I wanted her to do to me is something that either you want to do it or you don't. You know what I'm saying? And I don't
Yeah,
want to put you in a situation where you feel like you have to do it. Like, no, I want you to be in this event with me and
but
you're
I
choosing
also want to be
to do it.
pleased, and I don't feel like I should be stifled of that because you're either inexperienced or uncomfortable.
Yeah, yeah, like because I don't know what she was used to. I don't know, but I know for me, I was taken aback. I'm like, uh, nah, this is not good. Because for me personally, I guess I've only dated eaters. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I've never had to go, yo, can you suck me off? Like no, I've never had to ask. It's just boom, like pull your pants off. Let's go. I'm like, all right, let's go. like I've never had to go, hey man, you know what I'm saying? Let me, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like I need you to do it a little
That is
like this.
so weird,
You rub
especially
your
now
tongue right.
today with us having so many discourses around like consent and stuff like that. It's a very murky line. And because consent can be like restricted at any time, it's like I, I do not want to be in the middle of an orgasm and here he go like, no, get off of me, bitch. I blow this whole thing up. But you're not supposed to say that, okay? Because that's not okay.
No,
It's like, okay, are you okay? You get what I'm saying? It's not cool, but at the same time, it's like that's the conflicting part, right? I am
yeah.
here. I am responsible for my intense excitement, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am
Yeah.
responsible for that. And if you're not a willing participant, why am I supposed to advocate for you more than I advocate for me?
Exactly.
And that's the differentiation that'll
Yes.
make you a predator or not. It's like, ugh, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah. And I felt icky. Like I immediately felt
Yeah,
like I'm
woo.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to have to like because at that point, like I'm kind of forcing you. If I'm just like grabbing you by the back of your head and I'm like
Get
that's
out
a lot. Like that's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's cool. You know what I'm saying? What you're doing is cute, but
no, right?
I need you to make this nasty. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't feel what I'm supposed to feel. Like I haven't hit the back of your throat yet. Like let's get right. You know what I'm saying? Like what are we doing here? Like you know what I'm saying? Like because
It opens up
if
a larger
I'm
conversation because we're having that dynamic from experienced people.
yeah
So when you talk about like somebody who's a virgin, the idea of hypothetically kissing could just be as far as they've known their arousal to go.
right
Or just masturbation because they learn their body and they learn what feels good for their body, but you don't really understand what that looks like to integrate with a person and it's already awkward.
mm-hmm.
It I know he's probably the worst person to mention right now, but Trey Songz, he said a word,
Mm-hmm.
sex ain't better than love. Because when you get love, it amplifies the intensity of sex, baby. Like they was doing something in that Bible. You hear me? He
Man,
is
hey.
reading on Easter Sunday. But you talk about like the comfortability, right? Like just not being awkward at all. Because You can go lean in for a kiss with somebody, and the reaction of you like head butting them is gonna be completely different from a person that you trying to go along, get along with versus the person you like, I like you. You know, and we're kind of in a lot of people are dating, right? And I've kind of like done it
Mhm.
myself where I've tried to like give a man a chance that I don't necessarily care about like in a very overtly enamoring way, but the interaction is like you're trying to convince yourself to like a person and the chemistry
Mhm.
just ain't there. So there's only so much talking and stuff that has to happen before we start like trying to integrate this. And you talk about body odors, pheromones, and you talk about
Mhm.
like the touch, the interaction, discomfort. A man who is experienced is going to know how to deal with my discomfort because I haven't been sexually active in months. So an experienced man is going to absolutely know how to deal with me versus one who is inexperienced, right?
Mhm.
The experienced man is going to know how to read my body language. She likes
Mhm.
it. She doesn't, without me having to say anything. Versus us just being loud or that one, huh? What'd you say? Like, don't blow my vibe. Like, and I'm so goofy. It's like I'm,
No,
I'm gonna say
no,
something. I'm gonna say something so crazy. It's like, boy, I'm so goofy. So it's just kind of like, let's not
man.
just shh. I'm gonna grab his lips and everything. Like, let's just shut up.
Like I had happened to me one time. This girl was like, she was like, shh. She's like, I'm just gonna like I just have to do this for me. And my thing was like I was like, I didn't know what she was finna do, but I was like, I'm just gonna let her do it and see what happens. And the thing was like by the time by the time she did it, I was like, this ain't that bad though. Like I was like, this ain't that bad on my end. I'm like, if this is what you need, then shoot, I'll get out the way. Hey, do your thing. I'm gonna let you do you. But even going back to what you were saying with like that communication piece, like especially when you're like initially learning somebody, like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like it is crazy. Like that those initial couple of times, like because like at first those maybe those first two times, right? Like y'all might it's good, everything's straight or whatever, but there's things y'all might want like done differently, right?
Yeah.
By that third time, people are starting to give suggestions like, hey, can you move your leg like can you do this like this? Da 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 da. At first, it's just like, okay, let's just get it in, let's just do it. It is what it is. As long as you know what I'm saying, if it's two experienced individuals, typically y'all ain't gonna do something that's so discomforting to each other that y'all like feel away about it. You know what I'm saying?
Also, adultly speaking, right? I know attraction differently than other women try to perpetrate. You get what I'm saying? So I don't think that there's a time frame on sex. I think it's significant to the interaction and chemistry you have with the person.
Facts.
And I also don't think that the longer you wait, it actually makes it easier to have sex. I don't.
No, I think it
Um,
makes it worse, to be honest.
yeah. So I know as an adult in dating, right? After a while, in 2 or 3 weeks, sex should have come up at least once, and not even as just like abrasively. It could come up as a little sleek joke, right? Like,
Yeah.
uh, what you eat in the day? Oh, I thought you was talking about me. You get what I'm saying? It's like something like that, but it
Yeah.
doesn't always have to be like real, like raw in your face. But experienced adults, when chemistry is in the mix, is damn, I
Hmm.
seen you was looking good. You just don't know what I'll do to you. And it's like the little blush, the charisma that comes along with like impeding your sexual nature into somebody that you like. I like you. You know, like it hits so different. And how do you have that conversation with a person who only probably watch porn?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Because when I think back to like my initial text messages, like when that I'd send versus like me grown now, like
Yeah.
it's completely different. Like,
Yeah. That's why I have to like, that's why I be saying, like, still think like a teenage girl when it comes to love. Like I be fawning. You get what I'm saying? Like when I see a man, I be like, oh my god, he fine. Like, but it don't just be like, cause don't get me wrong, I too be repulsed by like there's a page, there's a Twitter page,
Mm-hmm.
and all his tweets be about like where the women did he eat you out today or do I need to? And I be like,
That's so wild.
you
Like
so nasty. You get what I'm saying? It's like
that.
but there's a difference in between that. Like that's the on a scale, that's the most extreme part of the scale versus like, damn girl, I didn't know you been holding out. Like when you get one of them and you just like, oh, he did not need me. I'm gonna give it to him. He don't even know. That is it's like a huge difference in you saying, hey, this man wasn't even including me on his radar. He overlooked me versus this other man who just cast in the net and he just shoots for anything. And so that person who like he's overtly sexual, overtly like promiscuous
Mm-hmm.
and shit like that, it's like he's on the far end of the same scale that the virgin is on the other end of. It's like you always kind of want to rise somewhere in the middle. Because when you get to those two ends, then everything gets cringe. Just like, no, thank you. Get away from me. Don't touch me. Holy water, burn.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. Let me see. Let me see if I can get him up in here. Let me see. Okay, there you go. But is he coming on cam is the question. Bro, where you at?
I'm here. Hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second.
Oh, okay,
I'm not
okay.
gonna lie. I was loving every single thing that y'all was saying. Like I was like, oh my god, oh my god, because I
Oh,
had to do
geez.
like parent things. My bad. I was cooking dinner. Um, one. Good evening, you guys. Good to see you. Appreciate you,
Mhm.
Smooth, for letting me come back in here.
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
Thank you. And two, the what was the topic? Could you be with somebody that is
I've heard.
virgin or just like new to
Yeah,
that type
yeah.
of experience in life?
Mm-hmm.
What makes this whole thing funny is that that was me. I was the virgin in question for quite some time. And so like everybody that I was interested in or had interest in, or even my friend group, like I was literally the only virgin in my whole group of guy, male and female friends. And it was just like, oh, it was quite interesting because I felt like an outcast at first, but with the trajectory of my life, just not to try to sound like real prolific, but it was just like the way my life works is like, okay, being this is not necessarily an L,
Mm-hmm.
but it also made me listen just a little bit more. Now,
Mm,
granted, some of the stuff I was watching should not have been watched at my teenage age, but at the same exact time, I'm like, okay, none of this is real, and they get paid for that. So let me talk to some real people. So, majority of people I talked to, ironically, was women. And a
mm-hmm.
lot of the women that I talked to, they always gave me their first time experience. And whether it was good or bad, if I say out of 10, out of the 10 women that I've spoken with, at least 8 of them told me like their experiences was bad because it was just like what you said, paradise, right? Can I call you paradise or Paris?
You call me Paris.
Okay, cool. So Paris is exactly what you said. Like a lot of people that they've had sex with, they wanted just to get it over with, just say, like, you know what, I'm not a virgin no more. But I'm like, okay, okay. So how did the girl who feel like there's on the receiving end feel? They were like, I felt cheated, or it didn't feel like it was long enough. He ain't asked me no questions, and so on and so forth. So I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I was making notes. I was like, ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Then I learned about the thing faking, and I was like, okay, cool. What is faking? They say, you know, and I'm like, I'm a little slow. I need a little bit, need a little bit of, I need a little bit of feedback. I work on
Yeah.
feedback. That's how I work. I Pisces. I like to hear feedback. I work on verbal communication. Some of the nonverbal works too, but I need to hear. Did I do good on this test? Did I fail? How can I improve? Like,
Oh, God.
so and then eventually I did have my first interaction. And, I listened, I understood, I
Mhm.
learned how to do the stuff like that, and it was very enriching because
Mhm.
I learned about the thing. What is it? I didn't learn about it was a phrase for it, but I learned about it later thanks to my wife. Now we've been together technically since '09, but after high school. But she is the phrase. What is it? Consent is sexy.
Yeah.
And right. And I was like, what that mean? Listen. She tell you questions. She'll let me know straight up. Hey, listen, don't do that again. That sucked. Don't
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
ever try that
but the
again.
thing is, like, to your point, Larry, a lot of people don't know this. Scientifically, women actually have more dirty talk in the bedroom than men.
That's big facts.
Oh, that's hard facts.
Um,
Like
you know,
Hard
a lot of
facts.
people don't know this, right? When they talk about sex being mental for women, it is like the idea of talk her through it. That shit ain't no fallacy. It ain't no joke. It's not something you just be saying. And so when you
right.
impede the fact of like somebody who is a virgin into that, and that's like we. I don't think me personally. I don't think men have as much of a fragile ego as like the world tries to impede. But I think that there are
Mm.
parts of men that can expose more fragility. I would not want to have that. I don't like how you fuck me conversation with a virgin.
Whew.
That's true.
Whew. Cause that's all he got.
Because then if you swing on me, what are we doing? You get what I'm saying? Like, this is his first time.
Right.
Emotions high. He probably really loved me. And I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? It's like, he
Right.
cool. And then like
Like
I'm being a douchebag or I'm being like real laxed about it. He was like, hey, you didn't call me back. What happened? I was hoping you made it home. I was tired. I got in the shower. I went to bed. I got to work in the morning. And
mhm.
it's like, I don't want a man behaving with me like a overtly hyper codependent enamored woman would behave with a man. And y'all know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
I
A
do.
latch kid, please. I don't want a latch kid. So
So you
it's
said
like,
release me. Like
yeah, like please release them. So when I think about this conversation, I think that there are so many layers to it where it
it
kind of
is. It is. It
we're
is.
not like we're still just scraping the surface. But
Mhm.
when you talk about what that looks like, for instance, I've always been thinking like Byron. No, I love hope. I love hope. I have always been candid in saying I want a man who know how to get women, deal with women, interact with women, because the trajectory of how a man disposition himself when women are always throwing themselves at him and his ability to be stable and forth moving in life is very different from a man who's always trying to cast the net. Like it's very different. So I know what I know how to deal with. I know what I like interacting with. I know what I know how to work with. And I always said I was the problem. I know my type. My type is why I'm not married. I don't intend on changing my type. So we're gonna let God work it out. You get what I'm saying? Like we're gonna let Big G figure it out for me. So because I know that, right?
Right.
I don't have an issue with having a discussion with the man that goes, let me explore your body this way. Let me try
Hmm.
this, try this. Like my last relationship, that's pretty much how it was. It was always a communication factor of he'll send a video. Did you see this? Let me look at it. I'm gonna look at it. Da 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 da. We gonna talk about it. I want to try this. Okay. And I rarely restricted him from sex because I feel like in order for you to have a healthy relationship, you have. Let me retract that. I never restricted him from sex. Even in anger, I would still have sex with him because sex was not the duration of our entire relationship. It was a segment of it. And you have to
Hmm.
consistently work at every segment of your relationship: communication, the social life, the financials, as well
Man,
as
you
sex.
not.
So, because I understood that, that is very difficult to get somebody to wrap their head around if he's only like a 34-year-old man who's only just went to work and got a social life. You mean to tell me you're so you're so disciplined in yourself, you probably even have a habit, a drinking or smoking habit, and you ain't
Mm-hmm.
accidentally like stumbling on. Like that's a lot to think about in my
Mhm.
mind. Like a 34-year-old man and how he deal with his stressors. You haven't added this factor into that. So I would
Yeah.
rather go and do that with somebody where I know even if he is like, man, ain't nobody else complained about my sex. He's more open minded because I'm the first one to.
Yeah.
True. So
Yeah.
sometimes that feedback for sure work. It works really well. Not to cut you off. I'm so sorry, Brian.
No,
No,
I
no,
was
no,
saying
Um,
no,
I
no.
think a lot.
You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. I hadn't even
yeah,
said nothing yet.
I
I hadn't even said nothing yet.
like. No, I really like that that aspect of it. Yeah, sometimes getting that feedback after to a virgin that would definitely crush. But healthy healthy valid conversation in between that happened, like, you know what, you did really good, but if you want this next time to be a pleasurable experience, I think if you do this, or let's try to do that, just to try to figure out like what's their comfort levels and stuff, that I really like that aspect of that for
Yeah.
sure, because that
So
definitely that I think that's very healthy for. Go ahead, bro. Sorry.
yeah.
But
So
Larry, real fast,
Mhm.
what
yeah.
you're
Go ahead.
missing
Go ahead.
is the idea that, and I think we kind of talked about this. You don't know if that person actually wants to stay there with you or not.
That's facts.
So the
Mm,
same way we're looking at it from an isolated experience of saying, was it good for me? If
Mhm.
they're a person that says, I just want to get this over with, well, they already treated you like you were disposable. So now you just ended up with a terrible experience with a person who was
Mhm.
like, this ain't even worth it. I would just rather go have a one night stand.
facts. Facts.
Mhm. That's
So
true.
so for myself, right? Like I didn't lose my virginity till I was like 21. Like despite what people were thinking or like think who they were thinking I was dating or who they thought I was, oh, you spent the night with so and so, y'all definitely no. Like like I was just there. Like sure we
Right.
cuddled, sure we were in the same bed, but no, that didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? And then once I actually did and even in the space in which I did it, I did want to one just get it over because I wanted to know what it was like so I could wrap my mind around it because I have only seen it. You know what I'm saying? I only seen it.
Right.
I only heard it. You know what I'm saying through like other people having sex. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm in college at the time, so like you can hear people having sex, but you don't really know what's really going on. So I was like, I have to do this so I know.
Mhm.
And so once that happened, then it was like, oh, okay. And then it was a minute, and then it finally happened again. And then once it happened enough to where like I could like because even then, like I would say like my relationships and like the way that I was like in love with people or the way that I felt about people, it wasn't the same. It finally changed after
Mhm.
I was active participant in sex. 'Cause
Mhm.
then I had a balance to it. It's like, oh, okay, well, here's this, here's that. You know what I'm saying? Like, sex is cool. It's great if we are doing it, but I don't have to have it all
And
the
it took you to have it in order to understand it. Like,
yeah.
hey, I don't have to. Like this is the way I want my relationships to look. And I think a lot of times that because we are so emphasizing on the like sex part, people who are inexperienced, they never get the opportunity to go, this is how I want my relationships to look because their mind is heavily focused on the sex part.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind today, it's like, okay, I know I'm gonna fuck you. I am. Like I'm not even gonna try to front like, oh my gosh, I'm goody two shoes. No. Mentally where I'm at in life as this 30-year-old woman, 30+ year old woman, right? I got a birthday coming. I don't feel necessary to be holding restrictions on sex. I love sex. I want to have sex. I enjoy sex. I like sex. I like men. I like what it feels like when a man touches me. I enjoy that a lot. I know I'm gonna do that. My part would be, okay, well, what does that look like with me merging my life with you? Like, how
Yeah.
do I fit here in your picture, in your likeness? And I think that that's the difference in how we deviate from that. And quick story.
Mm-hmm.
Why? I was talking to this guy, and I actually, I was a teenager when I lost my virginity. I was talking to this guy, and it was so funny because I've always been kind of like reclusive, very, domesticated, very kind of like restrictive, right? Not to say that I haven't entertained men or had sex with men. I just kind of like one of those girls where when I find a man, I get put up, I go be put up. That's just what that is. So,
Mm-hmm.
in the meantime, talking to this guy, he went to school at U. I went to school at UAPB, and he was trying to figure out which one was gonna get him the best offer. Don't you know he made the offer off of whether or not it was between me and another girl, and he went with her because she was a virgin, and he went and picked the school with her because she was a virgin, just to turn around and she cheated on him.
Mm. Hey,
Yeah,
Yikes on
yeah,
yikes.
hey,
yeah.
hey.
God did that for me. Yeah,
What do
yeah.
you
Yeah,
Look,
say? Rejection is my protection.
yeah. Because like for me, like even when you're like
you
in that
see that
scenario,
shoulder. You
because
was up there frolicking and got cheated on. Ugh.
yeah, no, because I was dealing with a girl. You know what I'm saying? She went to what was it, Fayetteville? Like she was up in Fayetteville. I was in Conway. I was at UCA or whatever, and we started dating. Everything was cool and copacetic or whatever. At least so I thought or whatever. But I started to, because again, this is just me as a person in general, and I'm forewarning anybody. If I like you, you know what I'm saying. If I actually fuck with you, you know what I'm saying, and I love you, like I'm going to learn you. That is
Yeah,
both a benefit to you and a negative for you, because if you
absolutely.
try to change your behaviors and it does not line up and it does not
Hello.
match up, I'm going to think you have something else going on. So, therefore, half of the trip that I made, because you know that ain't close. That ain't close. So, in the trip, half the reason I made the
Fayetteville
trip
ain't
that
even
I
close
made
to Fayetteville, baby.
to go up there was I need to know what you doing. And come to find out, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, everything was cool, you know what I'm saying? But I could tell kind of from how the roommate kind of reacted, like, oh, hey, like that, oh, hey, gave an insinuation of, why are
You
you
weren't
here?
supposed to hear. Yeah, you
Yeah,
weren't supposed
why are
to be
you
here.
here? So I'm like, oh, okay, bet, you know what I'm saying? Like something else is going on here. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna break up with her. Now I broke up with because I thought I was main dude. I thought that's what I thought. No,
Yeah.
I was side dude. Other dude was main dude.
Hmm.
Right? Right? And so then that started my whole complex of like, if you're dealing with somebody else, I'm just gonna let them have you. Like I'm not doing it. Like either
Yeah.
I'm one or I'm none. That's it.
And
That's
to
it.
be honest with you,
I'm
that's
either
why I
one or
said
the
like I enjoy me the way that I love, because that's typically like any man who gets my attention, he'll have that. Like I don't even try to, like, it's default. Like my mind just won't
yeah,
work. Like I'll see men who are attractive. I don't see men that I desire.
yeah.
Yeah.
That,
So it's like even then I'm so loyal. I don't like making myself feel conflicted. And I know this is kind of one of the things where it's like you say a man will benefit off of this. This is to his benefit, but it's also to your demise, because all I see is you. And so
mhm,
the same way all I can see is what you do really well for me, I can also see what you don't do really well at all.
mhm. Yeah, and so in going through that you know what I'm saying, that left me in a position where I was like, you know what? I'm like, fine, you know what I'm saying? Like, so every time I'm paying attention to what people are doing, and and even to this day, like I've noticed, you know what I'm saying, like people will try to lie and skirt around like the silliest of stuff. I'm like, what are you lying for? Like people will lie, like that person will like you, you will like them, and then they will lie about something stupid just so they can kind of like try and explore some other option, and y'all not even together. And I'm like, fam, what are you doing? I'm like, why are
And the
you making
reality of it is, if they
like,
liked you, they wouldn't even do that. But
No, no,
they like the, well, I'm not gonna say if they liked you. I'm gonna say if
yeah,
they were as attracted to you as they should be, they wouldn't even do that. But it's the
right,
greed. Like people like the greed of the option, and that's why it's like
right,
a lot of people
right.
aren't even practicing monogamy for real. You're practicing polygamy. You're supplementing your needs. But that's a whole nother different conversation. Nevertheless, I just find it interesting, like
Yeah,
how the dynamic of sex in general will conflate a person who is experienced. So you
mm,
can only imagine what it does to the psyche of a more matured adult, right? Because you can do everything right. You can be extremely smart. You can be extremely successful. You can be well balanced. You can have a great social life. You can be active, right? You can do all of the checklist of a regular, standard, healthy, successful adult. But if you don't know how to mitigate your emotions when it comes to sex, you are at a deficit.
right, right. And I watched this video from that dude Cypher, the black dude with the glasses that be like spitting the philosophical stuff or whatever. Like he be doing them like 4 minute videos. I
I
know
know
you
what
didn't see
you're
the
talking
Paris.
about.
Like, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
know who he is.
Yeah, everybody that's seen dude. He's like the hood philosopher at this point. So, so dude made one today, and it was funny. Like it was about performative men, right? And it was like, and it was basically telling people to stop, just stop doing it. I'm like, stop doing the labor. He said, because what you're doing is you're performing a role. You're not even being yourself. You're being what you're supposed to be, and therefore you're not getting what you're supposed to have. He's not saying to be, and I'm probably misquoting him a lot because he goes really deep and has a lot more words than I do. But the basic premise was if you're performing a role and you're being this person, right? You're at some point people don't realize that you are performing a role because that's all you do. So they think that's all you are. So
And
then,
what ends up happening
yeah,
is you get them acclimated to this type of behavior. You
yep,
feel less appreciated. You feel less acknowledged, and that's
yep,
because you curated a
yep.
dynamic between you and them that says, "Hey, this is how you show up for me." But it's also very much so on this is just something so simple as don't introduce me to a vibe you can't keep.
Right,
Mm.
So the person that's on the receiving end actually not wrong at all because you always should have just not been performing.
right, right. It's literally that whole video is literally more self-reflective than anything else. Because
That's so funny. I was just having a conversation yesterday. I was literally having a conversation with somebody. She was basically saying how her friend he got mad at her because she went to his graduation and didn't bring him a gift, bring him a gift, and she had just come from the hospital and her eye was swollen. She had an allergic reaction. Well, he told her she didn't have to come. She still went out of her way anyways and showed up, and she didn't bring a gift. And so when she was explaining it, she was basically talking about all of her sacrifices. And she was like, "Hey, but I just came from the hospital and I showed up for your other graduations and this is your second one. And, you came to mine and you didn't give me a gift." And it was kind of like, well, you're basically telling me that you didn't require more and you're being selfish because you can't get mad that he advocated for himself. He told you it was fine if you didn't come. You went out of your way and you thought that sacrifice should have meant more to him
More than
than
enough.
what
Mm.
means more to him. So he's not wrong because that is what you were doing. You kept showing up for him a certain type of way, and he understood and respected this is how you show up. So the moment that you didn't do that and he gave you leverage to get it out, you think what you did should be valued. He didn't care about what you think should be
yep,
valued. He cared about what he thinks should be valued.
yeah, 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 and that goes to another thing where like I stopped providing like a lot of like emotional labor because I realized like I'm the person like, oh, I'll fix it,
I
or
show
I'll
up for
do
all
like,
my
and I just
relationships. I was going to
over
make
the years I just cut back and stopped
yeah,
doing all that stuff, and then people thought like, oh, I'm acting funny, like no, I just stopped doing those actions. My
right.
feelings are still the same. My
And I
actions
realized that
are
because I
still
do show up just like that, the same way you were, that's why a lot of my relationships were happening because I did the labor. If I
yep,
didn't do the labor, we wouldn't have a relationship. And that showed. But
bingo.
it's twofold. It's like, okay, you can't get mad at these people because this is how you curated your love for them. But in the same regard, they also have to understand that in order for them to keep receiving that love, they have to do more.
Yeah, yeah, and that's why I'm really just like I I'm there, like I'm present and available, but I'm not like I'm doing other stuff with my time. You know what I'm saying? If you want to show up and be there, then cool. I'm there. I'll be there with you. But if you don't want to be there with me, then what are we doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? If you want to spend your time, you want to make plans, you want to do all this other stuff with somebody, cool, go do that. You don't have to be here in my face. You don't have to be here. You don't have to. Don't feel any obligation to me. No moral, no emotional, mental, none of spiritual, none of that. Just release it. Let go. Go live your life. Because man, I had somebody I know, um, they like, well, this happened twice now. One person got it, the other person didn't. Like, I was like, yo, if you're finna like go off, you know what I'm saying? Because we were dating a bit for a while, but it wasn't like, it was off and on-ish. And I was like, shoot, if you're gonna go off and like do your thing, you know what I'm saying, get married, all that, I'm like, go do that. Don't include me in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can go do that. Like, I ain't feel no ways. I genuinely feel no ways. Like, especially when you start talking about like old stuff, like it's old. Like, I don't care. I'm on to something else. Like, I have a new headache in my life. I have a brand new headache. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to deal with you. I'm dealing with someone like, you don't know what's gonna happen. But I'm like, if you really think that, oh, like, he'll never get over it. Like, no, that's not even what it is. Like, I value you as a person, and that's it.
Yeah, it's multifaceted in that, like people don't actually speak to the other side of it, right? A lot of times it is just selfish. It's conflicting because it's like everybody has emotions, everybody has feelings, and you can't really be mad at a person for receiving the way you love them or
Mm-hmm.
taking advantage. You can't be upset at a person for taking advantage of the way you love them. That is how you love them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you start to impose those boundaries or you start to recognize like this isn't sufficient for me, I don't
Yep.
get replenished, I don't get an investment from this, it doesn't actually make me feel good at all, then
Yep.
it starts to become friction. And it really shouldn't become friction because it's like, okay, well, yeah, you were benefiting from this, but did you ever consider this wasn't beneficial to me? And so that's why relationships are always twofold. It's always a compilation of saying, hey, I'm doing a lot of emotional labor. I'm doing a lot of lifting. I'm doing a lot of consideration, a lot of sacrifices, right? Can you show up and kind of help alleviate some of this weight? Because if you don't, then we're going to face the reality we really don't have a relationship.
Yeah. 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 And that's one thing like I really like honed in on. Like, for instance, like one person, I told him straight up, I'm like, everything else is cool. I'm like, I just need you to call me back. Like, that's it. That's all. Like, that was the bar. That was literally the bar for one of my exes was, I just need you to call me back. That's it. That's it. Just communicate. Even if you're not gonna call me back, at least text me, say something. Like, if you can't do that, I'm like, cool, then we're done. We're done here. Like, there's nothing else to do. I can't
I
help
can't
this.
fight you to want to
Yeah.
engage in this relationship. And I think a lot of times that happens in friendships too, but I ain't gonna hold you like that be the cutoff for me. And I don't know, because I know we like share similar sign and stuff. I don't know if that's just our nature, or
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's just like how we were brought up in our upbringing. But we come from two different backgrounds, so it very much so could be our nature because we do have the same birthday month, right? The
Yeah.
the the horoscope. So I realized like I lost a friend because of that. Like I was so conflicted in my thoughts, and I was actually talking to my therapist because I was like, this ain't accounting all the times that I went out of my way and I sent you money and you didn't even know whether or not I had it. This ain't accounting all the times that I was sitting over here and wanted you to come visit me, and the first time you did, it was at the crux of you coming with somebody else. You didn't even spend time with me. So for you to feel
Yeah,
like you were wronged, like I was kind of conflicted because I was like, bitch, how dare you? But then at the same
yeah,
time, I had to like really sit with my therapist. I was like, I don't count favors as a friend. Like I feel bad for feeling like that. But
yeah.
the truth of the matter is, it's like, no, I shouldn't feel bad for feeling like that because if that person loved me the way that they claimed that they loved me, I wouldn't have ever been able to have that thought. In the moment that I didn't show up for them and I didn't allow myself to be the person that was pulling the weight of the relationship, then I got cut off. And it's like, thank you. You did me a favor
Mhm.
because now I don't have to carry this emotional labor. You made the decision for me when I really should have made the decision for myself. And that's probably where I'm conflicted because I didn't get the opportunity to make the decision for myself. And I think a lot of times people conflate our ability to be outspoken and
Mm.
advocate for ourselves in the same regard of saying that we can't be passive or we can't
Mm.
be run over. Because I could be
Yeah,
outspoken, but that don't mean people don't run me over.
yeah, yeah. No, no. I relate to that a lot. I relate to that a lot because even with because yeah, because I went to a because there was this girl that I was dealing with for like it was a long distance type relationship or whatever. But like I was like very very invested, like overly invested, in fact. But the thing is, when she cut me off, I didn't get an opportunity to like do anything about it. It was just like boom. I just woke up one morning and all my texts stopped going through, and I was like, oh damn. I'm like, that's it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And cool. And you know what I'm saying? Like, and then at some point, I was good, and then she came back, and I don't think I've ever been angry in my life because at that point I was good. I was solid. My mindset was good. I was focused. I was gonna move on to other things. You know, do what I got to do. And her coming back, like I promise I have never been more mad in my life. She is the first and last person I have ever cussed out. Like actually like smooth got mad and actually cussed somebody out. Because I was like, what would you come back for if you don't even want to be here? Why did you hit me up? Like that feeling that I felt inside, like I was like, where did it, first of all, I was like, where did this come from? But my therapist was like, at the end of the day, that's really what you wanted to get off the first time.
Yeah,
You were mad the whole time. You just never actually uh expressed yourself and properly communicated it. You know what I'm saying? Because you were so scared of actually losing her, and
because
in
at
losing
one
her,
point, yeah.
you then felt like, you know what, I have nothing left to lose because I've already lost you once. So you just finally just let it go.
Because at one point, the same thing you were saying, I was having a conversation with my therapist, and I basically told him like, I don't really know my friends. Like I know their habits, I know their nature, but I've evolved so much that the Paris that people assume I am versus like who I've transcended into be at this age, at this life, at this stage, I don't even know this Paris. So I know that they don't know this Paris because I can speak to like the amount of time we spend together. I can speak to the amount of things that we're ingratiating with one another, and it's very limited. So again, I just kind of like feel like she made a decision for me that I didn't make for myself because after being disappointed, how I handled my disappointment was with grace and it
Hmm.
was with forgiveness. You
Yeah,
get what I'm saying? I handled consistent disappointment with grace and forgiveness.
yeah.
But when it was on the other end, I wasn't able to receive that. And a lot of times what we think is happening in a relationship versus what's actually happening isn't what's happening at all.
Yeah, yeah. That's facts. That's facts. And that's another thing that I, with what you said right there, like learning that you're never really gonna know what's going on the other end of anything. Like you never really know what's going on in the other person's head. You don't know what they're doing. You just don't know.
Yeah.
And you just have to accept that unknown. You have to. There's no way
Because
to
even
go
then,
through
you can
that.
have a conversation. They can still be dishonest or restrict things from you. Like
Yes.
even leaving my relationship, I said things, but I never put it all out on the table. I refrained from a lot because emotionally, it was a lot for me to carry. Right? Like he wasn't a bad man. He beat my ass. He wasn't like running around just like berating me or tearing me down. Like it was none of that. But
Mm-hmm.
I realized like the way that I leave relationships is always a closed door with silence. I go cold. Like
Yeah.
I'm cold. I don't do no talking. I don't do no wavering. We not negotiate none. I go cold. Right? I go off grid.
Yeah.
But this was the first time where I had to like speak. I had to tell my piece, and even then, it was so uncomfortable in me speaking that piece because it's like I don't want to hurt this person. I don't want to use my words as a weapon. I don't want to point fingers. I don't want to misplace blame. I don't want to like
Yep.
trample him or weaken him, because that wasn't the purpose of me leading.
Yeah.
So when you evolve and you realize like this is what's happening in all of these relationships, you'll suffocate yourself trying to be a sacrificial lamb just to love somebody else.
Yep. And that's how most people get into relationships they shouldn't be in the first place. And like, and once I learned that, like, because it took years to learn that. Like, I've been chilling. Like, I've been
Yeah.
chilling. Like, people are like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you want to get into a relationship? Like, no, I kind of don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like all the way how this person shows up. Like, I don't like all the way. Like, I haven't met something where I was like, someone where it was like, okay, like this is a sure thing. This is good. Like where I just walk away going, this is good. This is right. This is how it should feel.
Well, a lot of times, even in situationships, we are entering into them with problems curated that a relationship just can't support.
Mm. Like,
What do you mean?
like what do you like? I'm saying like to expound on that, like situationships we're entering with problems. Like what type of problems? Like
We enter situationships with people who are already open and exploring themselves with other people. Something so simple as them keeping an open line of communication with your ex. What the fuck do you need to do that for? And why do you keep trying to express to me so good that y'all were friends or y'all are friends? And if y'all are friends, then all it takes is a friendship to have a healthy relationship. What the fuck do you mean you can't be with them?
Mm.
It's conflicting.
Mm.
Or like we enjoy each other's company, we enjoy each other's time, but I want this as the end goal, and you just kind of like only dealing with me or giving me what I want to shut me up. In reality, you're performing. You don't want this at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now you feel forced or dominated into a relationship. Well, how did I force you and dominate you into a relationship when I can't even get you to get me what I actually want? You get what I'm saying? So the situationships do start off a lot of times in curating a relationship that the problems can't support. Like the
Yeah.
relationship can't support some of those problems because the truth of the matter is you have so many people that are not starting off with a clean slate. You have
Yeah.
situations where women already have kids and it's like, well,
That's a
why do
lot.
you have so much? Well, not just the kids. I'm talking about the interconnections of what happens with their other parent. You get what I'm saying? Like, why is it that you are taking all of this priority with trying to get another man to show up as a good role model for your children or your child? You could be investing that same energy into their dad.
Yeah, you honestly could have probably fixed that relationship if you took half the effort that you're taking over here.
Like you keep going to date other men, trying to get them to understand that you're a package deal, trying to get them to understand they need to show up for you. Just do it with his dad. If you're gonna emotionally labor somebody, go and labor the fucking dad.
Yeah, yeah,
You get what I'm saying? So it's like people put a lot of extra shit into something that it starts off as something that was never supposed to be a real relationship.
yeah. Because like for instance, to add on to that, like the like I could see immediately how this particular woman, like they broke up. Like she was like, "Oh, I don't really like having sex like that." You know what I'm saying? Or it's like here and here and here. And I'm like, like it's too control. I was like, "Whoa, that's way too controlled." First of all, I'm like that's not what intimacy is. Like it's supposed to be kind of like this fireball, and like if it can burn down the house right now, like shoot, let's burn down the house right now. And if it can't, then you know what I'm saying, then cool, y'all chilling, and the fire just going in the stove is just on the back burner. But you know, anytime you open that oven, you know what I'm saying, like it's gonna pop off and it's gonna go off. Like you can't regulate it with you can't regulate love with rules. So then
Right.
you like you were saying earlier, it starts killing that moment and that momentum. And now because that particular segment of your life died, the intimacy and all that, then it starts to affect all the other segments because that segment provides value. Whether people want to believe it or not, it provides value to all the other ones. Once it's part of y'all's relationship, it's permanently there. You can't undo it. You now have to manage that segment now. So now when the sex is not going, so now you have the mental piece isn't being all the way like fixed. And so people aren't getting their what they need off. So now that's coming off in other ways because that energy still is going to be expressed. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like that Newton's law is true for everything. So
Because if it's not in sex, it's gonna be in finance. If it's not in finance, it's gonna be in food. If it's not in food, it's
yeah,
gonna be in anger. If it's not in anger, it's gonna be your appearance. And it's like
mhm,
it's not a theory when a woman cuts her hair. That's a real life thing.
yeah,
Like something
yeah,
going on.
yeah. Yeah, every time. Like I'm like, because I have a homegirl. She did it like 4 or 5 times, and I'm like, "You broke up with dude, didn't you?" She's like, "How do you know?" I said, "You cut your hair, duh." She's like, "Bro," I'm like, "It's the truth. You
It's
cut
it's
your hair
the
because
it's
you
the
cut it."
dynamic of
No,
just
I didn't do that. I
showing.
said, if you did it after him, you did it because of him. That's
Yep,
it. Because you wouldn't have did it earlier.
you wouldn't have did
You had
it.
it wasn't even in your
It's a
mind.
way of trying to gain control back over your life, like trying to gain control back over your circumstances because you
Hmm.
lost the plot. Like, but we all like we find different ways of what that looks like or how to like get back into rotation. It's challenging. Like we're not perfect. I just want people to quit lying about it. Like the truth of the matter is, our generation has done something so astronomically incredible in the worst way. We have literally we've devalued and not even devalued, we've actually skewed ourselves from relationships.
Yeah.
Humanity was never meant to be single like this.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was not. It was not. It was not. And you can tell. Like all the like every time you see something on social media and you go, man, how did that person do that? I like because they have a lack of humanity because they don't have relationships.
Yep.
They don't
And
have
it's not
real
just intimate
relationships.
partnerships, it's literally relationships. Like you see way too many people talking about cutting off friends, cutting off family, like
Yeah.
that's not natural.
I
Like
don't
even
know
you
how.
may not like your family unless it's something like extreme or heinous. You're
Yeah.
supposed to find what we call conflict resolution skills.
Yes. Yes, and see, and then those lack of conflict resolution skills, that then ties into like why people end up fighting, why people end up, you know what I'm saying, shooting when they be shooting at different
Yep.
events, like they don't have to. And it's the same, it's like the same perpetual cycle, but it shows up in different ways now.
Yep. The ability to meet people in the middle. So it's supposed to be sacrifices. Nothing is supposed to be easy, but because we have gotten to a point where we pride trying to
Hmm.
make individualism our peace and our happiness, we've
Yeah.
lost the sense of humanity. You can have peace. You can have peace of
Hmm.
mind, but happiness is a fickle emotion. It comes and it goes, it ebbs and flows. You are never going to be fully happy with anywhere you are in life because life has its ebbs and flows.
Yep.
But you should always be curating, cultivating, nurturing, watering, and really pouring into your relationships. And then when they reach their final destination, you'll know because life will separate you without you trying.
Yeah. That's facts. I think the only other thing I really wanted to get into was like when people, because it ties back into all of that, is like people having like showing up for people enough to like have them like as an insurance policy. Like
Yeah,
I think that's super foul too. Like if you go find something else when it's time to go find something else. Human beings aren't meant to be on layaway. They're not.
that's true.
That's male and female. Like I'll admit, I didn't did it before. I know other men that did it before. I didn't seen
Yeah,
women do it.
y'all. Well, I don't know more. Like, I literally am not dating anyone. Like, I haven't been on
Yeah,
a date in a couple months. I haven't like had sex in some months. I haven't like. There is nobody waking up texting me every single day going, "Good morning, how are you?" There is nobody texting me every other day going, "Good morning, how are you?" This is the second time in my life where I have been absolutely single. Like, I am available. Like, hey, no, I have found other things to occupy my time. But even with that being said, I don't like being picked up and put down. I don't want nobody picking me up and putting me in the pocket that they don't use. That pocket just stays warm and you like touching it so you can make sure that the penny is still in there. Don't treat me like that.
yeah. Facts. There's because I know there's people that watch this. There's one particular person like that's not my. I just want to be clear. That was never my intent for you. You know what I'm saying? It's just I needed to work on some other things for myself. So like if because I know you probably gonna watch this. That I wasn't trying to do that to you. You know what I'm saying? You may have felt that way. I apologize, but I wasn't trying to do that to you. I just needed to work on myself, and some things. Um, but yeah, that's neither here nor there.
Now, if she be mad at me because of you, I'm whooping your ass.
No. That's not gonna happen. That's not
Okay.
gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Mm-mm. Now I
Because
don't.
contrary to popular belief, I don't
No,
believe in just being just trampling over women. I had my
no, but
heroic
I
crocodile
didn't trample
cam
over her.
win.
I didn't. No, I didn't leave her in a like. I can say this wholeheartedly. I have never left someone in a worse position than when I found them, because I'm decent, and how I remove myself from a situation is not like it's. I'm not tearing up the ground. I'm not breaking your house. Like I just quietly shut the door, and then I walk to go fix my stuff. And even when I'm going to ask about it, I say that's what I'm doing. And that's literally what I've been doing. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know what I'm saying? When someone's used to getting a certain level of attention from somebody, they think that you, how do I put this? Like that you've moved on to somebody else when really the other person is myself.
Yeah.
Because how can I even begin to like try to figure you out or be with you when I'm not happy with myself? Like if I'm not happy with myself, like you're fighting a whole uphill battle. You know what I'm saying? And that's a fight you want to have. That's not healthy. You probably need to love yourself more. If someone's saying, "Hey, I need to work on myself," and that's literally what they're gonna do. Now, I'm not talking about people that say, "Oh, I'm gonna go work on myself," and then they go get some hoes. Like, no, I'm not. I'm not talking about them people. Okay, I've been that before. You know what I'm saying? Self admitted. But at the same time, like I literally went in just to fix me.
Yeah, I get that. But the other side of that is, and I only say this as a person that I make investments into people, right? I'm the investor. You
Yeah,
can't tell me how to love you. You can tell me what you need from me. But
that's true.
I can only love you the way that I know how to love you. And
That's
so
that's so true too. That's true.
when I hear men say that, are they one of my biggest icks? Like, I hate when a man says he has to have everything together before he gets married because you haven't left room for me to know the person you've grown to be. I cannot
Yeah.
appreciate the man you've transcended into by you going to get everything together. And I get why. In context, it sounds good, but it's like, if this don't work, then the first thing you're gonna be reminded of was, I went with you shooting in the gym. And I want to be there to show up for every practice, every sprain, every fracture, every tear, every time you kept pushing yourself and you really wasn't feeling like it. And every time life was hard, every time you had a bad day, every time you had a high. And how did you respond to your highs? How did you respond to you getting to the small goals to help you reach your big goal? Why would you want me to show up when you just accomplished it all? So yeah, like, you can work on yourself, but if we wanted a 30-year marriage, you think at one point in time you weren't gonna wake up 12 years in and 5 months and think, I need to work on myself? How do I help support you in that? We probably won't be having sex. You probably won't be very kind to me. I probably won't be very kind to you. You probably won't be being kind to yourself. But what does that look like if you're asking for a partner?
That's bars. I like it. That's bars. That's bars.
And so
You're
that's
right.
how I think about relationships. And because I think
You're
about
right.
relationships like that, that is why I'm single. You get what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
hard. I don't quit. And I cannot tolerate a man who is always trying to quit. If you want to out, I'm gonna give you an out. You just make sure when you get that out, you can live with it. Cause ain't no coming back from that. When I'm here with you and I'm watching you go practice and I'm watching you warm up and I'm watching you play your games and I'm watching you win your games and I'm watching you lose your games, when you tell me I no longer have access to the stadium, don't come back.
Mm,
Cause I can't do nothing. I can't build no cheerleaders for a team that's always fickle.
right,
You
right.
better pick who you want in this stadium.
No, you. Hey, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Right. And that's why I apologized. Because like once you it's like once you get to a certain point and you get like you actually like sit back with what you did and like or like you're where you're trying to go and all that stuff and you go, mm, yeah, yeah, I could have handled that differently. I could have did that different too. I didn't have to be that way, you know. Especially if the person never said anything, they didn't say they were going anywhere, and you didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I think it's a vain reason. And I think it's more so something that men say a lot. I need to work on myself. It's like, hey, dummy, I'm always working on myself. But, you know, you have to be able to see it from a level headed perspective from the other side, right? Like, it's very hard to find people you like. It's very hard to find people that you connect with, that understand you, that make hard conversations easy. We go months, sometimes years without finding somebody I like. Me trying to work on myself is not going to be the reason I excommunicate you out of my life. I want you to see what that looks like when I have every layer and when I start shedding.
facts, facts, facts. Well, I appreciate you coming through, Paris. I
Yes.
really do.
My invoice.
Okay, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. You know what I'm saying? Let me go and draft up the invoice. Let me go and send that to you. You know what I'm saying? To get you right. This I'm telling you right now, this is going out like immediately. Like literally, I'm hitting download. I'm getting the audio version. I'm getting the digital version, and it's gonna be up at some point Monday morning. Like, well, probably tonight. Really, probably tonight. Really, I'll probably just slide it on in there, slide it on in there. So then it's just out. Like I don't want to sit on it. You don't have an issue with this? Well, no, I don't have an issue with this going on a book. You have an issue with this going on a book?
Clap. Tag me.
Okay, cool. I got you. Got you. Done deal. Done deal. This gonna be on the book too.
Yes. Let's have a wonderful week. Let's start off a good week. He is risen. He done washed away
Yeah.
all our sins. Now I can go into next week getting drunk and getting forgiveness. Amen. Amen.
Amen.
I
Amen. 'Cause
am I am officially 9 days out from my birthday.
Okay. Oh shoot, yeah. And I'm 11 days out. Yeah, we 2 days
Yeah.
apart. That's it. That's all we got to do to 2 days.
Yeah.
I'm finna be lit. I'm going to New York.
Enjoy.
I'm going to New
Enjoy.
York.
I got some teams up my sleeve. I really can't say it right now. However, when it does come into fruition, I will be posting. It will be content.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let me go in this recording because I want to talk to you about something else, but I don't want them to know. So anyway, I'm
Oh,
out of here.
bye.